he is a very popular politician. He is a good speaker, and a lot of people sympathize with him because of the black eye that he got from the police. They said that this is a very unjust government, beating up people and all that. And obviously, people who are sympathetic towards Anwar will support him. But I managed to win because I had the support of people who were grateful to me for saving the country from this currency crisis.
في صفحة 845 من مذكراتك وصفت أنور إبراهيم قائلاً: لقد كان أنور سياسياً ماهراً مثيراً مقنعاً لعواطف الدهماء، وبتحليه دائماً بالقدرة على الإقناع عرف أيضاً كيف يقرب الناس إلى نفسه حتى وهو في السجن.
Yeah, that is his charisma. He is definitely a very popular person, but when he was accused of this wrong thing, people sympathized with him and thought that he would not get a fair trial. The trial lasted 9 months. At the end of 9 months only the judge made his judgment. But in the eyes of the people, even his trial seems to be unfair to him. So I cannot help it, but the fact is that he is a popular politician. He's a good politician, excepting that he was accused of other things. I worked with him for many years before he left the party. During those times, we developed a good friendship with him. As a friend, he's okay, but as a politician, I have to break with him. But even then, I have to acknowledge his contribution to the party. He did help to make the party more popular, especially among the young people. So during the time when he was in the party, he contributed a lot to the party. But of course, when he left the party, I lost quite a lot of support from the people who were sympathetic towards Anwar.
من الأشياء التي تعلمتها وأنا أقرأ ما كتبته أنت عن أنور هو الإنصاف لعدوك والاحترام له، طالما يعني لا أستطيع أن أعبر، لأني أنا لاحظت لديك نوعا من الإنصاف والتقدير، درس للسياسيين كيف تكون العداوة السياسية.
Well, I think when you are writing your biography, you should be correct and not say something that is not true. I wrote this biography before I met up with Anwar again. This was written just after I retired. At that time, he was still in the opposition. I was still supporting the party that I used to hate. UMNO was still the party that I support. So politically, of course, I am on the government side. He is on the opposition side. But I wrote my biography during the time when I was on the government side, and I was practically against him. But I thought I should acknowledge, be fair to him. So that is why in my biography, I recognize his good contribution. To say that he didn't contribute would be telling a lie. It's wrong. He did contribute. But in the end, we disagreed. And in the end, of course, he was convicted by the courts, not by me. Boy, September 11, of course, I was still Prime Minister at that time. I felt that the story that is told is not quite correct. It cannot be that you can hijack 4 planes simultaneously and crash them into the World Trade Center. I thought that this can only be done by a very well organized group of people. But because it is not something that happens normally, I had my doubts about the story that was told that this plane were hijacked by Arabs, by Saudis, it seemed, and crashed into the World Trade Center. Until now I cannot believe it.
أنت أشرت في مذكراتك إلى أن أمريكيين زاروك هنا في كوالالمبور واجتمعوا بك في مكتبك في شهر يونيو من العام 2006 وقدموا لك أشرطة أكدت شكوكك حول أحداث 11 سبتمبر. ما هي أهم هذه الشكوك؟
It tells the whole story about the 4 planes which crashed, and I think it is a 3-hour tape giving views of engineers and others, experts who say that it cannot be that a plane can crash and totally disappear. That is what seems to have happened with the plane that crashed against the Pentagon. There was some parts destroyed, but the plane completely disappeared. No debris, no nothing. So that's not possible. Even in the World Trade Center, despite the terrible fire that burnt and everything, even steel melted in that very strong fire, but they can find a passport in the debris, which is not believable. I cannot believe it.
أنت تحدثت عن أن الذين زاروك، الأمريكان الذين زاروك في 2006 تحدثوا عن ألغام زرعت في أسفل البرجين، وبرج ثالث لم يتحدث أحد عنه كان مجاورا لهما.
Yeah, I can provide the film they gave me because it shows very clearly how the tower, there are two, the World Trade Center has got 2 towers, but a 3rd tower also collapsed, which nobody speaks about. But you can see from the picture, a 3rd tower next to the Twin Tower collapsed, and that 3rd tower, no plane crashed into that third tower. How does it collapse? So I've been shown this film, and I find that what they say is difficult to ignore, to refute. I had to hide my decision to resign because if I tell people early, they will try to persuade me not to resign, because at that time I could still win in UMNO election or in the general election, because it's not because I was not popular. I was still supported by my party and by the country, but I felt that I was there for too long, for 21 years in 2002.
كانت اللحظة عاطفية لكي تخفيها وأنت تعلن الاستقالة.
Yeah, it was very emotional, of course. I've been there for 21 years, and there was no reason why I should resign. There was no public appeal against me or accusing me of anything. But I decided that although if I lead the election the next time, I would still be able to win, I thought that it is time I should go.